We all live and breathe by our dashboards, right? They're central to how we understand data. But what if that's all about to change? I mean, completely change. Are the dashboard's days actually numbered? You know that feeling, right? Where you're just staring at this wall of charts and graphs, a total sea of data, and you know the answer you need is in there, but it's just buried, lost somewhere in all of the noise. You can almost feel it, but you just can't quite get to it. And that frustration, that exact feeling, it actually points to a massive crack in the whole foundation of how we've been dealing with data for years. Okay, let's just be blunt here. The old way, it's broken. We're talking about what some people call dashboard sprawl. You know, that endless ocean of static reports and dashboards that are so rigid they end up creating huge bottlenecks for the whole company. And this really lays out the divide perfectly. The old way was rigid, it was slow, and honestly, it was only for the experts, the people who knew how to wrangle the data. But this new way we're going to talk about, it's the total opposite. It's flexible, it's instant, and it's for everyone. So what exactly is this new way? Well, it's all about having a real, genuine conversation with our data. And that brings us to this really cool concept, Conversational Business Intelligence, or as we'll call it, CBI. So what is CBI? Put simply, it's an approach that uses AI to let you dig into and analyze your data just by, well, talking to it, asking questions in plain, normal language. No code, no clicking through a maze of filters, just a simple conversation. And I absolutely love this quote because it frames the shift so perfectly. Your database stops being this passive vault of information, just sitting there. Instead, it becomes a responsive participant in your analysis. It's like having an active partner, helping you find the answers you're looking for. This table just makes the difference crystal clear, doesn't it? Instead of predefined clicks and dropdowns, you're having a conversation. Instead of needing to be a data wizard, you need practically zero technical skill. And the speed to get your answer? It goes from what could be days or hours down to seconds. That's a game changer. All right, I know what you're thinking. This sounds kind of like magic, right? Well, let's actually pull back the curtain and take a quick look under the hood to see how this magic really works. It really boils down to this super intuitive three-step process. First, step one, you ask. You just type or say your question, and natural language processing figures out what you actually mean. Then, step two, the AI finds the answer. It translates your plain English into the specific code the database understands. And finally, step three, the AI explains it. It takes that raw data answer and turns it back into a natural language response for you. So it's ask, find, explain. Super simple. Now, for years, the biggest challenge in making this whole thing work has been that translation step. How do you take our messy, ambiguous human language and turn it into the super precise code a database needs? Well, that's the exact problem that modern AI, and specifically large language models or LLMs, was basically born to solve. Okay, but this brings up a huge critical question. If we're going to trust an AI to write the code for us, how can we actually trust the answers it gives back? I mean, how do we stop the AI from hallucinating or, just making stuff up? And this is where we have to be really smart about it. The research is super clear on this point. You can't just point an AI at a giant raw database and hope for the best. That is a recipe for logical errors and inaccuracies. You absolutely need some guardrails. So that main guardrail, it's called the semantic layer. And the best way to think about it is like it's the AI's rulebook. It's the official dictionary for your business. It tells the AI exactly what profit means or what counts as an active user in your specific context. It's what keeps the AI on the straight and narrow and makes sure its answers are trustworthy. So think of it like a layered defense system for keeping the AI honest. First, you have knowledge grounding. This basically puts the AI in a sandbox with only your verified company data. Then there are hybrid architectures. This is like using a good old-fashioned trusted calculator for the really sensitive math problems. And finally, you've got post-generation validation, which is like a final spell check that double-checks all the AI's work for any errors. It's a whole system of checks and balances. Okay, so the tech is definitely fascinating, but let's get to the real bottom line here. The so what? Why does any of this actually matter for your organization? Well, it all comes down to one thing, a whole new speed of doing business. See, CBI gives you this massive competitive advantage because it radically accelerates what's known as the OODA loop. That stands for Observe, Orient, Decide, and Act.
CBI makes that orient phase, the part where you actually figure out what the heck is going on, it makes that part almost instantaneous. And when you can do that, you can make smarter decisions way, way faster than your competition.
And what's the ultimate impact of all that speed? It means that making data-driven decisions is no longer just for a small group of analysts or data scientists. Nope, now it's for 100% of your team, every single person. And when you think about it like that, the benefits just become so clear. You're getting instant answers to your most important business questions. You're empowering your entire team, from sales to marketing to operations, with data. You're freeing up your brilliant analysts to work on the big, strategic projects. And maybe most importantly, you're building a culture that makes decisions based on actual facts, not just gut feelings or guesses. What this all means is that CBI literally transforms data from being a rearview mirror, something you just use to look back at what happened, and turns it into a GPS, a real-time guide that helps you navigate what's coming up next. It's a total shift from reactive to proactive. So really, here's the final takeaway. CBI isn't just another new feature on a dashboard. It's a true paradigm shift. We're moving away from technical data access and into natural language data participation. It's a fundamentally new relationship with our information. Which leaves us with just one last thing to think about. A final, provocative question for you. If you could ask your company's data absolutely anything, right now, just using plain English, what would be the very first question you'd ask?